The views and opinions expressed by the hosts do not state or reflect those of the company and its management. Any assumptions, views, and insinuations made by the hosts or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Listener discretion is advised.
Warning. This podcast contains spoilers.
Third World Cinema Club.
Hello everybody, welcome to Third World Cinema Club. I'm John Tawasil from Present Confusion.
Hi, I'm Jim of Jimmy Licolati Papa.
I'm Engelbert Rafferty of Film Police Reviews.
And we have two special guests for today. The first one is the man behind the review aggregator blog Pinoy Review and a member of the Young Critics Circle, Skilty Labastilla. Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
And the person behind the blog Tit for Tat, which predicts winners for local, international, and TV awards for more than a decade. So here's Nicole Latayan.
Wow, ang ganda naman ng intro na yan. Hello everyone.
Yeah, bongga para. So today we'll be talking about the nominations, so to say, of the Gawad Urian, released by the manunuri ng pelikulang Pilipino. So I guess we'll be talking about a couple of the categories. Which do we think? Who do we think will win? Any predictions? And of course, what films or what nominees were snubbed in the process? So I guess to give a little background on how the Urian decides how these nominees are chosen. If I'm not mistaken, parang similar na yung process nila sa YCC. Kasi the YCC also gives out awards every year. So, could you talk a little bit, Skilty, about what the YCC does to choose nominees every year?
Yes. So, YCC lists all the films released in any given year. And then we have around 10 active members in a year. No? So what we do is we go through the list and then we signify our vote for each film. So if we like the film, we say yes. If we don't like, we say no. And then at the end of we set a deadline for all those votes, and then we look at the list, and whichever film gets 3 yes votes automatically enters our long list. So the long list, we review them again, and then kung halimbawa merong isang member na hindi pa nakanood ng long listed na yon, kailangan niyang panoorin para makasama siya sa deliberations.
Okay.
So usually mga long list namin around 20 films, hindi lalagpas usually ng 30 films. And then kasi sa Philippine cinema naman around 130, right, John? Mga ganong 100 to 150, ganong yung range ng film releases in
a
Philippine
year.
cinema.
Yeah.
Yes, in a year.
So,
So usually yung long list namin not more than 30. So papasadahan namin yon, and then magsiset ulit kami ng deadline to come up with a short list. So pag may short list na kami, doon na kami magpupulong kami. Interesting this year kasi syempre hindi kami nag-physical meeting, pero gumawa kami ng Google Forms, tapos may mga comments, Google Sheets pala, comments on each film, pros and cons, etc. So ma-efficient kami. Kung napansin nyo, ang aga naming naka-release ng nominations dahil doon sa back and forth namin sa Google Sheets. So sa shortlist na yon, doon na kami kukuha ng nominees, and then we vote from the nominees, we vote for the winners. Yeah.
So basically ganun, no? Yung what kinds of films parang do you consider na lumalabas? Does it have to be a theatrical release or okay lang na?
Medyo contentious yan kasi sa rules ng YCC dapat commercial release, at least one one commercial release na commercial meaning paid, right? Nagbayad ng mga tao.
Yeah.
Tapos at least one screening in any part of the Philippines.
Yun nga.
So I think we stick to that rule in any given year. May mga cases lang yata na halimbawa nag-screen siya pero hindi kami sure kung nagbayad may bayad ba yung screening na yon, pero very rare yung ganong cases. Usually pag may isang screening tapos inaalam talaga namin na kung may bayad or wala.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yun. Kasi may mga pag-uusapan na tayo mamaya regarding that. So I guess let's go on to our nominees. Start tayo sa Best Supporting Actor. So just to recap to you guys, it's the nominees for Gawad Urian Best Supporting Actor are Ricky Dabao from Fuckboys, Dido de la Paz sa Edward, Topper Fabregas sa Sila Sila, Yves Flores sa Lola Igna, Christopher King in his last performance in Verdict, Noel John Noval in Huwebes Huwebes, and JC Santos in Babae at Baril. So, anyone who would like to volunteer their thoughts on this selection of supporting actors? Do you think it's fair? Do you think someone should have been nominated instead? Anyone?
Sige, mauna na lang ako, nakamute pa si Nicole.
Sige.
I think that's a strong list na of nominees for supporting actor. Hindi ko na nabalikan yung Pinoy Review. Usually kasi tinitingnan ko yung Pinoy Review, yung mga nakapasok sa top 10 ng Pinoy Review ng supporting categories to see kung may mga na-miss out. Pero from what I recall, I think the strongest ones are there in the list. I'm not sure with Nicole kung may naalala ka na snub ng Urian.
Nicole, how about you?
I think si JC Santos was mentioned guilty for Miracle in cell number 7 instead of Babae at Baril sa Pinoy Review, if I'm not mistaken. So technically he got in pero for a different performance.
Yeah.
Ako, mostly it's a strong list pero ang medyo hindi naman iffy pero I guess debatable is yung placement ni Christopher King. Kahit sa Pinoy Review ata, he got in both in lead and supporting for Verdict. Lead and supporting placements in Verdict. Dito, he was nominated for supporting, though ako personally, I put him in lead. Actually, siya yung personal lead winner ko for this year. So yun lang yung medyo na iba na tweak doon sa usual sa nominee list nung nakita ko itong first supporting actor category.
Agree nga ako. Si JC Santos for Miracle in Cell number 7 Oo. Dito sa Babae at Baril, I think very short lang parang yung scene lang niya is yung kasama niya si Elijah Canlas.
Yes.
Tama ba? Oo.
Yes. Ako, yun din ang pagkakatanda.
It's a very small role talaga eh. Would you consider instead sa Babae at Baril yung performance ni kung sino mang Rocco Twin yun. Nakalimutan ko si Dominic Rocco yata.
Si
Felix Rocco yun. Ayan. Yun, okay din yung performance niya although yun nga. I guess mas na-draw sila kay JC. How about you, Rafi and Jim? Your opinions on this lineup? Walay?
Ikaw muna, Kuya Jim.
Jim,
Okay,
ikaw
sige.
muna.
Naghintayan tayo.
Naghihintayan. Grabe.
Sorry. I agree then with Chris Guilty and Nicole na it's a strong list of nominees. However, ang opinion ko ay I think na-nominate si JC Santos in a wrong movie. Dapat sa Miracle in Cell number 7. Mas kasi yun sa akin, mas may impact. Tapos may personal preference. And then sana na-nominate si Elijah Canlas because ang dami niyang supporting performances na mahusay, di ba? Like Edward, LSS, and Babae at Baril din. Ganun. So yun, so far yun lang.
Okay. Rafi, ikaw.
Yun, same din with everyone's thoughts, particularly dun kay Christopher King. Yung screen time kasi niya dun sa verdict is equal to Max Eigenman's screen time eh. So mas ko-consider ko siya na lead. Tsaka very important, very vital yung role niya dun sa story kasi para siyang dalawang storylines, 'di ba?
Yeah.
May sariling storyline si Max Eigenman, meron sarili si Christopher King. So I think na dapat talaga lead siya. With the lineup overall, I think it's very decent. Wala naman akong masyadong puna. Siguro, one or two maybe. Regarding sa babae at baril, personally, instead of JC Santos, I would pick Elijah Canlas. Kasi not only na mas mahaba yung screen time niya, but at the same time, sa lahat ng supporting performances niya last year, yun talaga yung nag-ano sa kanya eh. Nagbigay sa kanya ng attention, aside from, of course, another nomination, which we will be talking about later. Ano pa ba? And I'm also happy na na-recognize yung performance ni Noel John Naval in Webes Webes. Yeah. Personally, Webes Webes is one of the best films I regret not seeing it last year. Buti na napanood ko siya this year. Pero yun, ang ganda. I also would have wanted another performance from Webes Webes, particularly Ivan Zaldarriaga's performance. Para sa akin yun talaga yung dun sa film. At the same gusto ko din sana na-nominate si Sol Cruz from his performance in Iska kasi sobrang effective niya as yung asungot kay Ruby Ruiz.
Pang-attract ng mas mukhang kawawa no si Ruby Ruiz dahil sa performance ni Soliman Cruz. Yeah, I agree.
Totoo naman yan.
Yeah. Any thoughts guys predictions kung sino mananalo dito? Sa akin
sige, ako na mag-umpisa.
Sige, Nicole, ikaw.
Ay, sige. Well, ito, yung napansin ko before, nung sinulat ko, siguro mga bandang 2015 pa to, nung gumagawa pa ako ng annual blog ng Urian Predictions. Si supporting actor, they tend to go to young actors na yung parang breakthrough actors. So, Martin Del Rosario in The Gitab, tapos Junjun Quintana in Filipino Story, or to very respected senior actors like Diva de la Paz in Respeto, and then last year's winner na si Joel Amangan for School Service. So, kung titignan mo yung trend niya, I think siguro I'll go with probably siya din yung obvious front runner, Ricky Davao for
Fuckboys. Yeah, sobrang memorable nga na performance.
Sobrang memorable. Sobrang medyo iconic. Well, mabilis na maaga pa to si iconic, pero he was the talk of the town nung Cinemalaya and and it was supporting actor. So I think siya, and parang nanalo na din naman siya ng Urian multiple times in the past, if I'm not mistaken. So baka comeback win niya for I think.
Yeah. I agree siya din yung actually yung front runner ko. Although you guys, do you have any dissenting opinions or violent reactions?
Si Ricky Davao din yung hula ko na mananalo for the category.
Yeah.
Yes. Ang napaka-powerful kasi ni Ricky Davao. Tsaka not only na nagkaroon siya ng traction last year, but also this year kasi if everyone knows, nagkaroon kasi ng issue, I think around June or May, wherein nagkaroon ng bootleg copies of Fuckboys na nag-surface online. And then one of the things that were talked about during the Fuckboys bootleg release was Ricky Davao's performance. Yung Come to Mommy pa lang eh.
Yun nga. So,
ako din, Ricky Davao din yung bet ko. Kasi very obvious na siya talaga yung front runner. And talagang siya, magaling siya dun sa pelikula. Ayun. And kung kung mananalo siya dito, I believe ang una niya kasing panalo ay for pinakamahusay na pangunahing actor in Saranggola. So this is another win if ever.
Tama. So, I guess let's go on to the Best Supporting Actress category. So, just to recap, the nominees are Yayo Aguila for Metamorphosis, Pinky Amador for Ang Hupa, Perla Bautista for Ulan, Angie Castrense for Iska, Sherry Hill for Kaputol, Maricel Laksa sa Hello Love Goodbye, and Meryl Soriano sa John Denver Trending. So, yun. I guess yung pinakauna kong comment dito sino sa inyo nakapanood ng Kaputol? Ni Mac Alejandre.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it Tas ako, talaga, I keep my eyes out there. So, this must be a very limited screening or screener. Ganun, kumbaga, binigay.
Doc,
Ay.
it was released pala last year, December, pero hindi siya yung like commercial release. Ang nangyari is, nagkaroon ng exclusive, very, very exclusive DGTI screening ng Kaputol.
I see.
Sorry po. Ano yan?
Was it a paid screening?
No, it wasn't. It was exclusive for invitations. Yan. Tapos this year, dapat siya ilalabas. Kaso ayun, pandemic.
Yan nga lang. Comments dito sa Best Supporting Actress pa. Ayun. Kasi ako, parang ang daming pwede pang ilagay dito. For example, Tuesday Vargas sa LSS. Sino pa ba?
Yes.
Di ba?
Tuwing Baltazar in Sila.
Tuwing Baltazar, Sila.
Elora Españo in Kalel 15 or Kalel 15.
Especially Elora Españo in Kalel 15. Ang ganda ng performance niya doon. And kung si Jacqueline Jose, pwede rin siya sa Kalel 15.
Yes.
Diba?
Or kung sa Metamorphosis, I would pick Yana Bernades. Or sa Edward naman, si Ella.
Si Ella Cruz. Yun. Sobrang, ako personally, mas mabigat yung compared siguro kunyari kay Dido de la Paz. Significant naman yung role ni Dido de la Paz sa Edward. Pero ang laking part ni Ella Cruz din sa pag-present ng narrative, diba? So, yun.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest snub for me.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi ni John, it's a meaty role tapos maayos naman yung pagkaganap ni Ella. So that just means na hindi nila nagustuhan. Kasi hindi imposible na ignore nila eh.
Yeah, oo.
Or na kaligtaan lang.
Ayun. Guys, who do you think will any more snubs?
Yeah, not snubs.
Sige,
go ahead.
Sige, Skilty ka muna.
Sorry. Gusto ko lang
Wait lang. So ako muna ha. Yung banggitin ko lang yung sinabi ko sa tweet ko na dahil doon sa I think yun nga kinopya yung system ng YCC kasi 'di ba? Parang medyo kakaiba siya. Kasi 'di ba in many awards groups kahit pangit yung pelikula pero mayroong isang individual achievement na kapansin-pansin, mano-nominate. Pero ang YCC kasi from the very start, 1991 pa lang, ganun na yung sistema nila na mag-shortlist, lahat ng hindi pasok sa shortlist walang nominations. So ang nangyari this year, napansin ko kasi nabasa ko yung column ni Tito Valiente, sabi niya, we have 26 shortlisted films. Tapos ganun din yung bilang ng mga pelikulang na nominate. So ang hula ko, kinopya nila yung system ng YCC na halimbawa yung LSS, ang sobrang galing ni Tuesday Vargas pero dahil wala siya sa nominee list, that means hindi siya na shortlist. So hindi siya pasok sa nominations.
Ayun. Yun din yung hinala ko. Nicole, ikaw naman, anong gusto mo sabihin kanina? Hello?
Well, ayun. Hello?
Yan, okay.
Hello? Ayun. So, related din doon. Medyo nakapanghinayang talaga yung Tuesday Vargas. Kasi, I guess yun nga, dahil doon sa shortlist factor. Pero, it's not as if hindi magandang pelikula yung LSS. I actually really liked it. So, the fact na hindi man lang siya umabot sa shortlist phase pa lang is nakakalungkot. And then gusto ko lang din i-shout out na sobrang inspired nung nomination ni Maricel Laksa for Hello, Love, Goodbye.
Yeah.
Kasi, well, as for one, bihira na sila mag-nominate ng Star Cinema performances. And then two, hindi kasi siya yung number one supporting actress dun sa movie, di ba? May Kakay Bautista, may yung isa pa nilang friend, sorry na.
Si Lovely Abelia. Lovely Abelia.
So, sila yung parang mas template or supporting actress catnip technically. So, the fact na na-nominate si Maricel Laksa for a really very effective portrayal dun sa movie. And then, tsaka I think it's her first nomination since the 90s. So,
wow.
Yes.
Ang saya lang when the actresses come back again na after a long period of not doing movies or parang not being nominated sa award-giving body. So, yun, very inspired nomination siya. Nakakatawa.
Any more thoughts, Rafi or Jim, sa Best Supporting Actress? Kasi 5 minutes na lang tayo.
Ako muna, mabilis lang. Napuna ko lang na, di ba si Meryl Soriano, she was nominated for supporting. And then naalala ko din na sa Pinoy Review, ganun din eh. She was nominated for both lead and supporting. Siguro for me, personal opinion ko lang to. But I think she's a lead actress sa John Denver Trending simply because not only na napaka-important ng role niya, but at the same time, parang you can also divide the narratives of John Denver Trending between, the kid portrayed by Jansen and siya, yung mother, siya yung nagsa-struggle, siya yung umikot sa buong Antique para lang, ipaglaban yung injustice na na-experience ng anak niya. So, I just personally believe na lead siya. Pero, ayun, overall, okay naman yung nominees. And yes, Maricel Laksa, yes, I'm so happy. Although medyo disappointed ako na some of my personal picks didn't get in. Pero, ganun talaga. Charot.
Jim, ikaw, any thoughts before we end this first part?
Okay naman yun sa nominees. And I believe ang may strong or frontrunner will be Meryl Soriano in John Denver Trending. However, yun nga, napag-usapan nga before, di ba, kung lead or supporting siya. Although in Pinoy Review, I voted for her in supporting. Ganun.
Okay.
And then, same rin naman, thoughts regarding Maricel Laksa. I'm happy as well because ang last niya atang win in Gawad Urian ay Minsan Lamang Magmamahal, co-starring Maricel Soriano. And yung other nomination niya, from Isa Pa Lamang and Ikaw Ang Lahat Sa Akin. So, very surprising talaga na na-nominate siya. Although, makikita mo talaga or mapapanood mo in Hello, Love, Goodbye na mas strong na manominate sana sila Lovely Abelia or si Kakay Bautista. Ayun. So, yun. Nakakalungkot lang na di nakapasok sila Elora Españo in Kalal 15 kasi magaling talaga. And ayun nga sila Tuesday Vargas, LSS, and Dwayne Baltazar and sila. Ayun.
So, thoughts on sino yung mananalo? Feel nyo mananalo? Ako si Meryl Soriano for this category. Pero,
me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Meryl din yung bet ko.
Yeah.
Okay. And ako siguro nasa stand ako na si Meryl can go either lead or supporting. Tas okay lang. Like, nag-gets ko yung arguments kung bakit siya lead, gets ko yung argument bakit siya supporting. So parang siya yung okay lang either or.
Yeah.
Yes, and Meryl talaga. Meryl all the way tayo. Charot!
Meryl, gan. Okay.
This show is produced by Cutprint Podcast Network. Executive producer Patsy Ferrer. Head of Business Development KL Carpio. Creative Director Christine Alido. Podcast and Social Media Manager Nia Escondo. Sound Engineer Erica Santo Tomas. To advertise, email us at podcast@cutprintproductions.com.
Third World Cinema Club.